Hi, this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and this is our price action chart lesson for Monday, April the 16th. And I'm doing this a little bit late. I apologize. I had some problems on Friday, and so I had them come in and look at my computer today, and I just went ahead and had them do some upgrades after the market closed today. I needed to do some things to my trading computer just to keep it up to date, and then I had some errands I had to run, so I was late getting back here, and I almost didn't do one, but since we were so limited last week, I really wanted to do one today, so I'm doing this rather late, and you're probably thinking I wasn't going to do one, but anyway, let's not waste any more time. I'm going to run through this real quickly and just show you what I saw today, talk about the first few trades or so. Up through about lunchtime, there were plenty of trades today. It was a really steep, we really had a real steep sell-off here out of the overnight most of the morning, and then prices reversed off the double bottom from the overnight down here, which should have been fairly simple for you to find. And then we kind of had a two-legged correction here, and then prices sold off again in the afternoon. But we spent most of the late morning in this trading range, but there were still some good trading opportunities. But you should have made good money right out of the gate today, right off of this trend line right here. And it followed our trend line rules perfectly. We finally had a break right here, then a few legs down to a new low that reversed right off the overnight lows of that double bottom. And then it was up from there till we had a double top, another short, and then we had a double triple bottom, another long, and then this was that double top, so another short right there. But let me just talk about each trade, but that gives you a basic look at what we were looking at. Let me back out a little bit and show you. This was the first setup of the day after there was really one up in here too, but the trend really appeared to be up at that point, and so um, I didn't mark any trades at that point, but if you drew your trend line, you should have seen the break right here and then a couple legs up and then prices rolled over. But you should have easily had this trend line coming off these highs right here. So you had a setup right here. This is also a breakout pullback short. If you put your line up here, you'd see that. Prices pulled back. This is a breakout pullback short. So there's a couple of different reasons to take that short right there. And if you didn't take it, you had another one right here off the trend line, another easy scalp. This one, the good thing about this one was if you caught this one, it was a nice run down, and your runner could have got as many as 61 to 71, about 10 points there really. And then you had another nice scalp here, no runners this time, but again, you had another second entry short right here. This is actually a second entry short actually triggered here, but then we had another attempt to go higher. They failed, and so this is really two legs up and then an attempt to go higher that failed. So it's kind of a long trap there. It's kind of what you call a double trap, but I don't want to get into that because it's too complicated and it's late at night. I just wanted to show the trade. But you should have seen this entry. If you entered here, it was okay. And if you didn't enter there, you definitely should have entered here because you had this little extra trap here. And then it was off to the races again to the downside. And your runners would have survived once again. So there was another 4 or 5 points out of this. So I was really done trading by 9 o'clock today, and I know some other traders were because they sent me some emails, said they were done too, and saying they did well today. So this was a pretty good downtrend. Hopefully you caught it. Um, you did have your trend line break here and a couple of legs down. Then we begin to reverse. And again, this was off this double bottom. And if you went long right here, um, it was a little risky going long right here, but if you did, it was okay. And because you did have your trend line break, and we were coming off this double bottom, and that is kind of a little reversal bar, and it was an easy scalp. You wouldn't have got a runner out of that, but it was an easy scalp. And then it was kind of congestion here, so I didn't mark any more trades. We had more congestion right here, but this is a pullback to the trend line, as you can see coming up through here, and a big bullish reversal bar. So going long right there was okay. It took a little minute to work out, but as long as you kept your stop below your signal bar or even your entry bar right here, you still would have survived. And this was another nice move up. A couple of 3 points there. And then we had another double top right here. This was resistance. Hopefully you drew your lines across here, and you probably would have moved them down when you got all those closes right there. At least I did. And then you had another double top with a failed break higher right here, so that's a trap. So another good short right there, and another good move down. Got much more out of it than you would expect. And then down here, you should have had this line moved up to here by now. Let me just move this one up now. I guess I could have moved the other one down. Either way, same thing. So you had a double top bottom form here. There was not a really good setup right here. Too many overlapping bars and dojis to be trying to go long. That's pretty much acceptance of prices right there. And so this was a real iffy entry. And you can see what happened when prices broke out. They failed and came all the way back down again, and then failed out the bottom. And so now you got a trap down here and a nice reversal bar with a close on the high. So that's a good long right there. And if you didn't take that one, you could have entered again here. It was another good setup, and there was another trap right here. I didn't mark these because it's getting a little more risky the higher you get entering again, but the key is to enter as close to the strong support as you can. And so this was a good entry, and this one was fair, and this one would have been good, but you're getting a little bit close to these other highs across here, so it was a little risky, but it turned out to be a good setup. And there was actually a second entry long right here that if you saw this, you could take it as well. I didn't mark it, but this was a great setup. You got one leg back, attempt to go higher, second leg back, and then you got a failed second entry short there, and then this reversed and closes on its high. It's a little scary going long there because of these highs right here. But I think it was worth the risk, basically, because we did have our trend line break and two legs down to a new low. So the odds were that prices were going to try to break higher here and at least trap people. That's generally what happens. You had a little trap down here to the low side, and then they're probably going to try to trap to the upside, and that's exactly what happened. It was a very strong move up. But all the same, all it did was trap longs, and then look, we sold off and came all the way back down here and tested this again. So just remember that. And so if you did take that one, because the trend is up now, and you should have had your trend line, and that probably would have helped you see it a little bit. Right up through here was a trend line. You could have drawn it like this or like this. This was probably more like it right there. And even if you didn't draw it there, you could have drawn it off these two, and you would have seen that trap right there. But this EMA is basically the same thing as a trend line, support area, or resistance when prices are below it. And so hopefully you saw that move. Again, I didn't mark this one because it's not a great setup because it is so close to this high, and it's not really a key entry point, but still all the same, it fits our rules. You got this little overlap here. There was a failed breakout of it. Prices reversed and closed on the very high. It's a two-legged pullback to the EMA, and it's somewhat of a trend line up through here. Again, I probably should have left this here, but that's kind of your trend line right up through there. And so it does fit our rules, but because it's so high, close to this highs up here, I didn't mark it. So, but if you saw it and took it, not a terrible trade. It's just not what I call a strong setup or a key entry point. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to wrap it up. It's late and I've had a long day, but I did want to get this out. I apologize it's late, but hopefully you had a good trading day, and hopefully we'll have a better one tomorrow. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.